what are the 2 actions you need to take this year for it to be phenomenal? So ask yourself that question. What are the 2 actions? Narrow it down. And I think that narrowing down is so key. Another thing we talk about in the 6 foundations is narrowing your lead gen strategies to 3 sources. I see agent after agent overwhelmed because they have 20 lead sources. They have no idea what's working for them. They have no idea where their business is coming from. They're not doing any of them well. And so if you can narrow it down to 3 sources that you go all in at, and you put it on your calendar and you make sure that you do the activities consistently, either daily, weekly, or quarterly, whatever the source is, then you're going to see success in it. So what are the 2 actions you need to take this year for it to be phenomenal? And so I put, one of those actions for me, I was answering the question, was to be consistent on social media with video. I think video marketing is still huge. It's a way to attract business. If you can be consistent, authentic, and provide value, you're going to attract business. It's a long game. It's not something you're going to put out one video. And this is why most people aren't successful at it, right, Steph? They do it once or twice and they're like, well, that didn't work. But no, you have to do it for sometimes years before it truly pays off. But being consistent on that is key. Oh my gosh, this was so good, girl. One day in retrospect, years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful years. Isn't that true as moms?
That is so sweet. That is so sweet. Yes.
I think about that a lot, right? Especially when we have little babies
Oh,
or maybe even think about the beginning of your real estate career,
yep.
right? I remember how excited I was, how everything just felt so new, but it was a struggle. But then I'm like on the other side, how beautiful it was to start a brokerage, to do, all the hard things. I thought that was a really good quote. I guess
Well,
Sigmund Freud said that.
and think about it for even this year.
Mm.
Like at the beginning, like you said, like at the beginning, it was a struggle. It was exciting, but it was a struggle. So what if this year, even though this is going to be a struggle, and it is a struggle, we're in it right now. This is a struggle and this is a lot of work. But what if this is one of those things that turns out to be absolutely beautiful?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. This is good. When you give other people attention, they get paid, not you. Have you ever heard the phrase paying attention?
No,
Right? You've
that's
heard
good.
paying attention. You need to pay attention. But
Well,
if
paying
you
attention, yeah, but not pay like
yeah,
money attention.
right. But that you think
Makes
that's
sense.
like what we're doing, right? We're basically giving, we're paying them. So what are you paying attention to? Who are you
That's
paying attention to? They're getting paid and not you, right?
makes
So there's
sense.
so many ways we could apply this, but one is I often say if the haters spend as much time worrying about their own business as they did about my business, they would get so much more done. So if you are in those shoes as a realtor and you are constantly surfing the MLS looking for a finable offense, or you're like, "Ooh, I don't like what they're doing," and then you like stalk them, right?
Right.
There are realtors out there, hopefully none that are watching or listening to our podcast. We hope that you ladies are better than that. But if that's who you are, like you are taking away from your family because when you pay, you're giving out, right? Do
Right.
you have a surplus? Do you have reserves to pay? If
Right.
you aren't reaching your own goals, you need to be paying yourself that attention. So I thought that was a really good thought. The other way to apply this is when you are not being charged for a platform, you're the product. So like
Interesting.
did you know that? On
No.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the social platforms, if you're not paying for it, what do you see?
If you're not being charged for it, what do you see?
You see ads.
Oh, yes, of course.
The people that are showing you the
Who
ads
are
are
the
paying the platform because you're the product. So I want us to all think about that, right? So if we're scrolling, mindlessly scrolling, which is bad for our brains, bad for our emotions. I mean, it's just overall, it's not good for our health to do it in in an addictive way, right? I'm not saying we should abandon the platforms and not be on them. I'm saying we should be the person producing the
Aware.
product, not the consumer of the
Yeah,
product. Yeah.
aware of it.